Hello again. I've really enjoyed the free motion sewing from the last video, so I thought I'd sketch a different motif and try my hand at some flowers. If you'd like to have a bit more of the background information, you can watch the other video and I'll link it above for you. So I'm gonna jump right in. I'm wearing my quilting gloves again for a bit more grip and control. I'm trying to sew close to it but not over the first line, and I'm sort of weaving in and out a little bit, which creates movement in the whole line to make it look more natural. And you get this lovely sketched look as well. It's time to add the little leaves. I'll just pop these in place, which is going to be much easier. I want to cover the back of this bookmark, and I've got this medium weight piece of linen, and I do want the fray to sort of frame the bookmark. This linen can be a little bit hard to tear, and you do need to often have a few attempts, sort of make several cuts. Oh, you can see it is really strong, but the fraying isn't that delicious. So I just need to estimate the length. And it's usually the case that one way or the other is easier to tear. It's to do with the weaving. But I've got no salvage edges left on that. Ah, this was the easier way, so I couldn't tell. Okay, so I'm going to go and give this a good iron. While I was ironing, I actually had an idea to add some watercolor to this. I do this all the time. I think I have a plan and I don't. It changes, and I do other things, so please do bear with me when that happens. But I think sometimes that's the excitement about things, because you don't quite know where you end up with a design. And I just feel I have to go with it. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But every sort of idea is an experience. You learn from it, and you just develop and practice your creativity. And I'm going to use some of the lighter shades here. And I just want to drop a little bit of colour in here and let it go up, sort of almost to simulate grass, a little bit of meadow, bit of greenery. And I hope this works. And this way you can actually paint on fabric as well, as long as it's not going to be washed, of course, because this would wash out. Okay, I'm gonna use my heat gun, I think. I'll be back in a minute just to dry this off. So the next step is actually to decide, because there's a slightly washed out purple, and I might keep that on the outside to glue the back. Oh, that turned out a little bit short. Let's see if I can adjust that a little bit before the glue dries by stretching it. Oh, these things happen. Just have to see if you can fix it or make a design feature out of it, or just live with it. So the hole obviously is in the wrong place now. Let's do another one. Okay, so I'm going to add a zigzag border around it, and I couldn't decide whether to go with the chartreuse green or the burnt orange, so I think I'm gonna do one round each, I think, and change the width of the zigzag. Let's see if that will work. So I've got the width set to 3 and the stitch length to 0.2. Because my zigzag doesn't actually go to 0, the settings here on this machine, so that's the shortest I can do. So I'm going to do one pass in orange and then a wider one in the green. So I've just set the width for the second pass to 3.5, and I do want to sort of not go in a straight line. I just want this to be more freestyle and sort of get a little bit of wonky in there to get a natural look. So this is how it looks so far, and I think all that's left is to add a little bit of ribbon. This is recycled sari silk, and if you wanted to, you could add a few beads at the top. And there it is. All finished. I hope you enjoyed this and feel inspired to have a go. And hope to see you again soon for the next tutorial. Bye bye.